Hi, this is Amelia from Pithy Wordsmithery, and today I want to talk about book proposals. A lot of my clients are wondering if they need a book proposal, what a book proposal is, how much work it's going to be, and how to know how to write a good proposal in general. So a book proposal is needed if you want to go with a traditional publishing house. Almost always needed, especially for first-time authors. If you want to work with a literary agent, they're going to want to see your book proposal as well. So you can consider the proposal to be a sales document for your book and for you as an author. And having it in a specific format allows literary agents and publishing houses to do an apples to apples comparison of projects. And so it just makes it a lot easier for them. If you can imagine how many submissions they get from authors all the time, it would be really hard to look through all those and figure out if a project is good or they want to represent it if it's always in a different format. So having a specific format is very helpful to them, and you want to do it well because they see so many of them that I think they get a pretty keen eye for figuring out what a good project is going to be. If you're going to write your own book proposal, I definitely recommend that you get some help editing. It's tricky. Like when I first started writing book proposals, I remember my literary agent would just tell me this section does not work. This is not how you approach this at all. This is how you would need to change it. And I think you can read up on a lot of that stuff. There's some really good books out there on writing book proposals. So the more research you do on it, the more you'll be able to figure it out for yourself. But I think the biggest thing is actually following the prescribed format online. The publishing house may ask you to do some things differently. If they're interested in working with you, they might say, oh, this is a good start. I'd like to have these couple things tweaked here and there. But the standard format, you can Google it and find it, and it's basically the same. I won't get into all the sections now, but I will say that proposals are a lot of work, and they take a lot of time. And one reason for that is because in the proposal, you're usually working through a lot of the ideas for the first time. So the work that you're doing doesn't just go into the proposal, it's helping the project in general. So sometimes people think of it as a hoop to jump through, or they're wondering do I really need to put that time and effort into this, or get the money, put the money into it if you're having someone help you with writing it. But in the proposal, you're going to be going through asking questions okay, who's the book for? Who's the target market? Let's really home in on that. Let's figure out who the competition is. How is this book going to be different? How can we position it differently from these competitors? What about the table of contents? What does that look like? We need to have an outline for each chapter. Let me work through all of the ideas for each chapter to make sure everything's super organized and I'm on the right track for writing this book. And doing that is not easy. There's also the sample chapter for the book, which is a pretty decent chunk of content as well. So a lot of times when I write proposals, they end up being 40 pages or something like that. And I feel honestly, it's even harder than working on the book. I feel once you have the proposal done, the book sometimes just writes itself. So I would say that book proposals are challenging, and I would recommend getting help if you can afford it, or you know someone who can help you with editing or help you hash through your ideas or figure them out. But a book proposal is worth it if it helps you get the deal you want with a publishing house. And if you self-publish, you don't need to have a book proposal, but I still think that a lot of the things that you're thinking through in the proposal will make it easier to write the book later. It forces you to have an outline. It forces you to think about the target market. So even if you're self-publishing, I think going through that stuff from the beginning is a helpful exercise for anyone. So thanks. This is Amelia Forzak.